Good morning, everyone. I'm Sister Jenna, your host for our new America Meditating segment called Wise-ish. It's your power boost for the morning. It's for you to take your dose for your inner cure. Join us every day, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45 ET. Don't forget, take your dose. See you soon. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Om Shanti. Welcome to your spiritual vaccine hour. I don't know why, as I said this, I felt like I just said it 5 minutes ago. I was just telling Santosh how I think we've been transported into like this twilight zone, and it's all good. It's not a negative. But I was telling him, didn't I just do Wise-ish an hour ago? I mean, not Wise-ish. Weren't we just on spiritual vaccine an hour ago? And it's like this. Today I had a wonderful day. I was so happy to see our Reverend Sylvia Sumter from Unity of Washington, D.C. Hadn't seen her in such a long time. And I was happy to celebrate Viraj and Mira's sixth anniversary of their coming together, created two beautiful children. And I was thrilled to smithereens being driven in his new toy. What was it, a Mercedes GT bi-turbo? I mean, if those of you who've known me back in the day, I used to race cars, so I love cars. And, you know, they usually give me the keys when they bring by these sports cars, but today I just wasn't in the mood to do any of that. I said, could you drive me, please? And he took me in that car, and it was thrilling. It's just absolutely thrilling. Wasn't it, Santosh? Santosh, I think, lost some hair because it was so fast, you know. That car has an engine. It's almost like I felt like I was in an Aston Martin, you know. I was just so happy for them. Such a wonderful couple. You know, you just want to see marriages like theirs just continue and grow. And I was sharing with them today, why is it that every time on special days we come together? They weren't really planning to come by here. It just happened, and it was their 6th anniversary. Whether it's my birthday or the opening of their new home or something to do with their business or something, we always show up with each other. It's like we have this significant relationship with each other, but I wish them all the very, very best. I wish all souls the best. And there are those that you just really know they have earned every bit of it. So sending them lots of love. So today, the mayor of Washington, D.C. made a bold step. She commissioned for 16th Street, which is a very main highway, a main local street that drives directly to the White House. And she got written on the asphalt, Black Lives Matter. And today, I think it was replaced, instead of I Street, it's now called Black Lives Matter Street. I want to show you this video. It's so touching. So look at that, everyone. Can you imagine the time that we're in? So there are individuals who are just sharing that this is really a monumental moment. And it's really incredible. Look, Black Lives Matter. Can you believe that? We had a heart-to-heart conversation with Reverend Sylvia and Viraj and Mira today, because she was sharing with me that somebody, a friend of hers, had posted "All Lives Matter," and he started to get death threats. And the thing is that he didn't think of it in a bad way, but what he didn't recognize or think deeper on is that we know all lives matter, but what we're trying to get across is that there's a particular genre of individuals in which no one has mattered about them, and the system is designed for them not to be mattered unless they work 100 times harder than the average person to make it. And so we had a really rich conversation today about the changes that need to occur. There's some of us that make a little thing into something big, and some of us make big things into something little. This was a big thing, and we chose, the world chose, not to make it a little thing, because it is huge. But look at your own life. How many times at home during your stay-at-home order did little things get on your last nerve? How often did either your spouse or your child or your roommate do something? They left their clothes on the floor, or they didn't wash up the dishes, or they spoke in a particular way that annoyed you, and you made it into a big issue because you expected the person should have said it this way, the person should have done it that way, why didn't they read the needs of my heart, etc., etc., etc. So, are you that person? Do you make a small thing huge? What's funny about the times that we're in, this topic should have been huge things need to be amplified, because we're in such an interesting time. But there are small things that are occurring. Listen to the thunder and the lightning. That's not a small thing, that's huge. But how do you take small things and turn them around into something big? There are many ways that we can look at it. Everything starts with an idea, and a thought. And a thought seems like such a small thing. A thought seems like such a small thing, but it becomes huge. With the intention, the motive, the time it was offered, or how it was shared, in what tone it was shared through your voice. We had one thought to do spiritual vaccine for friends and staff. And it's become now a daily meeting of hearts, of minds. One thought. There was a man who had one thought: to keep his knee on the neck of someone. One thought seemed like such a small thing. But that one act, from not only that one thought, but that one thought being served over and over again, has brought us to where we are today as a nation. So I was thinking about this conversation tonight with us, that when have I felt perturbed over the littlest of things? And I've seen where the biggest of things, I can't put too much thought in it. But the littlest of things, when they affect me, I find myself recognizing I'm not in a good place. Have you ever felt that? When the littlest of things disturb you about what somebody said, didn't say, should have said, how they said it, it disturbs you. And it's like you can find a million reasons why you should remain disturbed. And deep inside of you, you know it's wrong. Why am I getting so upset? Why am I getting so flustered over this? It makes no sense. So that one thought seems like a little thing, but it has crumbled my whole world inside. How powerful is that one thought? One cell in your body can be disrupted and become a disease. One little element of a bacteria can enter your system and give you a virus. How can one little thing become so huge? Incredible, isn't it? That means every thought, everything we do has a meaning, it has a consequence, it has purpose. And there's a thought I would like to introduce tonight. And the thought is of fear. There is a thought, it's one word, F-E-A-R. 4 letters. Such a tiny word. Such a tiny word. But the media is ran by it. Hollywood is ran by it. Politics is ran by it. Corporations are ran by it. And maybe our own lives are ran by fear. Did you remember just 2.5, 3 months ago? There was this looming fear of the unknown. Who will catch the coronavirus? Who might get sick? Who might die? And then protest happens all in one day. Do you hear much about corona anymore? It's like removing from one thought of fear and feeding another thought of fear. What's going to be the next fear? So as much as it seems in a way one thought, and this small word fear, 4 letters, it seems so tiny, but it has captured the world's energy. It's become so huge. And it's actually a word that we should be making so tiny in our lives. Look back at a moment when you've had fear, how it cripples you, how it makes you so foggy, how it makes you no longer think clearly, how it gets your adrenaline going, how it moves you into a completely different paradigm. It's just a small word. Maybe was born with one thought. But the energy of fear has become so huge. Has become a rampant reality in our lives. We're afraid of dying. We're afraid of getting sick. We're afraid of medicines. We're afraid of our husbands or wives leaving us. We're afraid of our kids getting hurt. We're afraid of losing our jobs. We're afraid of what the government's going to do. We're afraid of that another young black man should not be killed. Afraid, afraid, afraid. But what are you in love with? What is that little thing that we can hold on to? If we can make a little thing like fear so big, and it's such a small word, and it was born from just one thought, what is that one thought that we could make so big that will counteract fear? Type it into the comment list. What do you think is your one word? That might not be a big word. Joy, maybe. Purity, peace, mercy, love. How come mercy and love and purity and peace, how come they haven't become huge? We all think about them at some point or the other. But why is fear everywhere? Why does it take us over so much? And I believe is that we don't have enough channels, enough information. We don't have enough vibrations of that, surrounding us, constantly feeding us that energy. You know that research they did with water that this Dr. Emoto did an experiment of putting different glasses of water down, and then he asked various people to have specific thoughts, and based on those thoughts the molecules changed, became water crystals or something. They changed and they emanated the vibration of what that person was thinking in that water, whether it was love or anger or jealousy or joy. The crystals transformed themselves based on the vibrations of the thoughts the person was having over a period of time on the water. So similarly, if we're in an environment that is constantly selling us fear, what do you think is crystallizing in our consciousness and in our feelings? We will make the smallest of things into something big because there's so much energy of fear. There's so much energy of fear. How many of you have sometimes come home in your house, it's really dark, and you're walking with a little bit of a concern, like, I wonder if there's anything back there. Like our road is so dark, we have no idea who comes or goes. So it's like you drive up and you're just cautious, you're aware. But why? Especially if you're God protected. It's very interesting. So imagine if you and I can keep focusing and having the best of thoughts about the way we need to show up and to become sensible, to not keep buying into the games. I mean, what a profound time we're in. There was a time when politicians would lie through their teeth and we wouldn't know. Now it's like they say something, we're like, oh, come on. We know you're not telling the truth. We just know it. Like everything is happening so fast. I heard that there were some reforms already voted on for police officers in Minnesota. They can no longer do a chokehold on anyone that they apprehend. That was fast. Things are happening fast. It's the 11th day of protest, but things are happening fast. Where can we find that thought that can spread peace and power and abundance? If everybody decides to collectively serve that little thing called love, or that little thing called peace, or that little aspect of the soul, to go inside of the soul, S-O-U-L, another 4-letter word with so much power. But it receives, the soul receives all the thoughts and experiences that you go through, and then it pushes it out. It takes in, based on its thoughts and experiences, what it's going through, and then it pushes it out through the 5 senses. Now you can receive something through your 5 senses and let the soul record it. If it's dirty, you're going to want to push it out maybe, because that's not who you are. If it's clean, you're going to want to keep it, preserve it, amplify it. How many small things that are really positive and good for you that you're banking on and growing? And how many things that might be small that you've made it into a big deal and you're losing your peace over it? I want to play a meditation for you, to take your moment of calm, to look at the mystery of life and the magic that's in life, that we have the ability to live a life of mysticism and magic by valuing that one thought. One little thought can change the rest of your life. That's huge. Enjoy this meditation. That's really huge.
Sometimes it's easy to feel the mystery of life while gazing at a silent sky of stars or looking at the moon. And it's also easy to feel that same mystery and beauty when looking at a sunset or a gorgeous ocean view. But perhaps one of the greatest mysteries of existence is the magic that we possess inside. Not the magic of trickery and deception, but the magic of consciousness, and specifically the magic of intention. There was a scientific study done in which several groups were asked to set the intention that a plant in a remote location in a completely different state grow at a faster pace. The scientific results showed that the plant not only grew, but with some of the groups, their plant grew twice as quickly. This power of intention can work on matter, and it can also work on souls. This meditation will hold the intention to send peace to souls of the world. Take a deep breath and relax. Imagine yourself high up on a mountain, distant and far away from your worries and cares, and let the silence of this mountain sky absorb you. Allow your mind to be very high above all the petty dramas and very deep in the stillness and silence of the soul. Anchor yourself to your breath, breathing gently in and out. Letting the silence of this beautiful space wash over your mind and take you to deeper and deeper places of quietude inside. And as you tap into the power of your own silent mind, imagine that in front of you there is a beautiful light pouring over all souls of the planet, like a waterfall of light. And hold the intention that this waterfall of light, this cascade of peace, touches every mind, every heart, every country, and every corner of the universe. See this light cascading onto souls, and feel this light as you hold the intention that all souls be touched by this warm, benevolent, loving light of healing peace. And imagine for a moment that that light washes over every single mind, igniting the light within them, igniting the peace within them, filling them up so deeply that all souls of the planet begin to glow from the inside with their own light energy, spiritual energy. Continue to hold this intention that this peace pour over every soul. And now come back to your own breath, having spent a few moments in the intention of peace reaching every soul, knowing that countless others who are watching this meditation held the same intention. And ask yourself this week, how will you use your magic power of intention for the rest of the week and for the rest of your life?
Isn't that beautiful? How will you use your magic power of intention? How will you use your one thought? How will we use our one thought? And is it because we're overthinking that we're losing a lot of our power to do the work, to heal the body, to attract the finance we want, to attract the wealth that we deserve, to attract the peace and the harmony? Is it that we're thinking? You know, some of us love to worry, and we feed into the worry and forget how much power it's taken away from the soul. What is your one thought? Let me go online and see what you all are saying. Lindia, it's so nice to have you from Radio 1. Yes, tune in so you could have your calmness. I hope the show went well today. I know it always does. Hi Lana, namaste. Nice to have you on today. Always nice. I hope the girls are doing well. Give the girls my love and my blessings. Let them know they're being thought about. They're being remembered. Hi Rashmin. So what is your one thought? What do you think is that one thought you need to have to really fix things for you? This is a really important question. Santosh, what is your one thought to come from? In our morning class today at 6:15, the main essence was, consider yourself a soul, and to remember God from that place is the easiest thing to do, but yet you find it difficult. I thought about it all day today. Consider yourself a soul and remember the supreme power, and all your woes and your worries will fade away. It's a one thought idea. What is your one thought? Let me hear them. So Darlene, 11 is your sacred number, and you used to race cars too? A woman of my heart. So fear is man-made. Fear be gone. Yeah. It's like this whole notion, the media especially now, it's just, and I'm not knocking it, but if it doesn't feed you fear, you might not watch it. So in order to capture everyone's attention, it has to appeal to us at this fear modality. And so this whole fear dimension has really got us in another space. We're in a completely different space and time, because we're not supposed to be so afraid all the time. We're not supposed to be moving with such energy of fear, not in this particular age. We're supposed to be educated, qualified, aware of things, but we get trapped. We get trapped. We get trapped by our own thinking, and that thinking is drowning us little by little. All right, Newton, In certain situation you bring forgiveness, and in certain you resolve something inside. Yeah, you do. One thought that I decide I'm going to forgive him or her for what they did to me. One thought. But what do you do instead? You create a million other thoughts, and you even add more to what they did to you. Even if they didn't do it, you add more to it, right? You think about their motives, or how could they, and I bet they were planning this way ahead of time, and they did this and they did that. And I've made something maybe quite small, unfortunately, into something big. Roz from Hollywood, so nice to have you. Power of intention to send peace to souls in the world. Yes. Sudha, it's time to surrender to your one word. That's a great word. But you know, that one word and that one thought, that one pattern of thinking, what is that for you? Peace. Peace in the heart. This is a good one. Anyone else? Huh? Purity. Yes, having purity of mind, purity of conscience. This is really important. Let's go on to YouTube and hear what everyone is saying. Welcome everyone. Bimla, I say when we become soul conscious, inner balance is a bird flying light. That's a beautiful one thought to carry for the rest of your life. That's gorgeous. Vivian, so happy to be here. So much nourishment. Thank you. Please post any questions. Yes, turmeric, thanks. Nicole, what a thought. Fear is such a small world that packs such a great punch. Why not consider the other four-letter word love? There would be a tremendous shift. Hi, Jennifer Scotland. Asmita, Om Shanti, your word is love. Yes, V, love, acceptance, faith in God. I want us to take some time, everyone. What is that one thought that just heals everything for you? It's such a small thing. It can be just a sentence. One thought of faith, you believe in it so much, it just heals everything. But instead we let other thoughts feed our consciousness, and it just affects everything in a way that it's not of benefit to us. Tell you, this is some powerful work here we're doing. So Denise is saying, my fear is not only in worry, be about others, especially my kids, even though they're grown, but I take on other problems. It's an influence, Denise, I'm telling you. When you have billions of people vibrating thoughts of fear, it's going to impact you. And if we have even a snippet of that experience in us, it finds a portal, it finds entry. A little hole in a bucket can empty that bucket of water over a period of time. Drip, 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 drip. You meditate on a plant in your house, and you give it all your negative thoughts, and you hate it, it's awful, it's wicked, hate it, hate it. That plant will feel that energy, and will eventually die. And you walk around hating a particular person because of their religion, or their gender, or their race, or their language, or the way they look, or their size. It's like it's killing them. That one thought. And it's like in one way we're all like the phoenix, you know? We want to come back to life. We want to stop everyone's thoughts on us, and the thoughts that others have on us, really, the vibration of thoughts, to stop if it's not going to feed the bigger picture. It all starts with one small concept that you feed over a long period of time, and it begins to take away all of your power. And when you start to feel powerless, the littlest of things will make you angry. The littlest of things will make you so irate that you justify yourself for feeling that way. And we shouldn't. And we just shouldn't. All right. Hi, Phyllis. So nice to have you. Love is a beautiful word. And Sukwin, Sahi, peace is my favorite word. It's a beautiful word. Sangeeta, knowing that God loves me and everyone. Everybody, let's pause on Sangeeta's thought. Knowing that God loves me and everyone. Where will that thought, that one simple thought, where will that take you in life? Think about it for a little bit. Take a pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Where would that one thought take you? Where will that one thought take you? Knowing that God loves me and everyone. What will be your energy? What will be your choices? How will that energy of love flow through you? That one thought says, I will heal you. I will move away your suffering and pain. Wow. If fear can put us in such a mess, what would knowing that God loves me and everyone do for us? Powerful. Powerful. Okay. Any questions for today? Anyone would have any questions before we go into another meditation? Going once, going twice. Okay then. Let's think about this. I'm really serious. I've been really going into a place, I don't want to waste any of my train of thoughts. If I don't need to think it, don't. Be very, very present. What is your one train of thought that can liberate your life tonight? And what is that one thought that has made your life a huge issue? This is not right. My money is not right. My spouse is not right. My body is not right. My relationships are a mess. Blah, blah, blah. What was the thought responsible for that? What was the... Seems like such a small thing now, doesn't it, everyone? How many times have you picked up the phone to call someone to say sorry, but that one thought says, tomorrow? How many times you wanted to email that person and let them know how much you care for them? But as soon as you got on the computer and started, what is that? All right, Lindia, for me it is to do those things that come to mind. It is extremely important. It is my guide. When I ignore my thoughts and do things differently, I run into a problem. This is so true, isn't it, Lindia? Very, very true. Very, very true. Okay, let us have... I really want to invite everybody to... tonight, can we look at one frame of thought? Like I told you, this morning's class was Consider yourself a soul and remember me, God your Father, is the easiest thing to do. But we don't do it. So there are issues. I've been thinking of that point all day today. What is that one train of thought? Seems so small, but it will not make you overthink. It will not make you go into waste. It will not feed the fear, but it'll make you wise. It'll make you current, present. It'll make you show up with dignity. Let's just all come together, because we're all in this together. Is there one person that you've met in your life that doesn't have an element of fear? Whether it's fear of a gecko or a cockroach, or driving fast, or an airplane, or being shamed, or whatever. There's an element of fear swirling somewhere. But what if we all felt like, you know what? One good thing about this time, we're all in this together. There isn't a single person who's free from that. You know all those politicians sitting on the Hill? Every day they're afraid because they don't know if they'll win their seat in the next election. So every decision that they're making is based on the fear, will their constituents support them or not? They're afraid every day that when that next cycle of election comes around, will they be re-elected, or do they go back to regular civilian lifestyle and not walk with that position? That's a awful way to live. But if you might be a politician who is in service to love, you're not thinking about losing your seat. You're only there to serve the people. It's a very rare commodity nowadays. But let's take this pause, because we're all in this together. And let's see if we can collectively come up with that one thing that can put things in perspective for you.
There are many things we have to learn in the school of life, but this meditation is specifically about how do we contemplate and explore spiritual truths so that they become more than theories or ideas, so that they become experiences in reality. To get a physical concept, we only need to have it explained to us. But to really get the deeper spiritual truths of life, there's a few things that we need. The first is silence. Silence strengthens the soul. It cleans the mind so that it has the power to grasp and receive these deeper insights. In this moment, let go of everything you know. Let go of all your opinions and ideas. Let go of the image of your body. Let go of your history. Let go of thoughts of the future. Just let go of everything as you settle and sink into a deeper space of pure peace. Imagine your soul, your being, high up above the world, serene, silent, as mystically quiet as that sky. And allow this stillness to refresh the soul. clear your mind so that you can have greater spiritual clarity. In addition to this silence, we also need to take a spiritual truth or concept and apply it in our daily life and contemplate it and think about it. So right now, as you watch the stars and the galaxy in front of you, simply have the thought, I am a spiritual being suspended in a world of form and matter. Just simply hold that thought. I am a peaceful spiritual being, suspended in a world of form and matter. Observe the scene in front of you with that awareness. You can even walk through your day-to-day with that awareness, contemplating it, digesting it, allowing it to be like a filter you put on the lens through which you see the world. So instead of the filter of the past or of different personality traits, we put on the filter of a spiritual concept and look at the world through that filter every day. And each day it can be a new filter. But today you're simply having that thought, I am a spiritual being suspended in a world of form. What does that feel like? And the last thing we need is to repeat those concepts and repeat that practice of silence every day. That repetition is essential to getting spiritual concepts as more than theories. The repetition is essential to get a concept so deeply that it naturally becomes the way you see the world. So silence, contemplation, and repetition. With these three, we can develop a wisdom that's natural and a truth that's more about the way that we exist and the quality of our being, rather than just a concept or idea.
Makes me think that meditation just now. Did you like that meditation? It's really nice, wasn't it? I've been to so many countries, and one of the things that I've often observed when I'm in India in particular, the garbage cans are this small in your rooms. They're this small. And the garbage cans when I come home back here, they're like this big. And they're full. And I go, how can they be so full? When I go back to India, they're this small. I can barely fill them up. It's like the way we've been interpreting ourselves has been, is it of wastage? Or is it useful or important or pertinent or mindful or purposeful? We tend to lose a lot of energy by having too many thoughts. Let's try this experiment for a little bit. The one thought or the one quality of thinking. Ready? And feel free to post yours if you'd like. Take a deep breath and exhale. Inhale again. And release. Inhale one more time. And release. What if you held on to the idea that you know with all your might, with your heart completely filled with this knowing that your soul is pure and powerful and healthy. Pure, powerful, and healthy, and that God's light surrounds you in a loving and powerful way. No other thoughts. And what if you lived by this every single day? Without a second doubt. And you keep allowing that quality of thoughts to nurture you from inside out. Seems like such a small thing. And you're not even overthinking. I, the soul, am pure. I am powerful. And I can heal the body with these thoughts. I will heal my relationships with these thoughts. Seems so small. But not getting along with someone in a relationship seems so big. What if you bring the purity of your thinking and the power of your thinking into the relationship. How would it unfold? Seems like such a small thing to hold such a simple thought, and yet it can expand so much into you. Did you feel how simple that was? How simple was it? But we didn't have to keep going here and there and grabbing a million thoughts. Just had to grab a few small, impactful thoughts that could change your life forever. I hope you enjoyed that moment of pause. I think that really will help us to simplify the way we think and the way we govern and the way we look at the world and the way we look at each other and the way we look at ourselves. Just simplify it all. Use your greatest resource of thought and use it to heal humanity and heal your life. Thank you for joining us tonight. Always love having all of you. Portia, thank you. Lots of love to you, my sweet sister. Please join us tomorrow night for another wonderful program together. And find that pattern of thinking. I just took one up. But that quality of thinking, it's so small, but it has the impact of making large results. So find that for you tonight before you go to bed. What is that one frame of thought that you really want to live by? And it's similar to, you go, I know I'm a woman, I know I'm black, I know I'm white, I know I'm a man, I know I'm American, I know that I have my degree, where you just know you have the root of that one thought sitting in you. Nobody can even question it. You can't question and tell someone, I'm not a woman. Of course I'm a woman, I can see that. And somebody says, you're not. You're a soul. You're like, what? What are you talking about? Can shake everything up. But what is that one thought, one pattern of thinking that will liberate you? Thanks again. Have a good night's rest. Sweet dreams. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.